How could this animal come up to a human being talking and say, oh, oh, why weren't they shocked? Huh? You know why? Their brain knew the dog may barked. He knew what the dog was saying. Chicken may have cackled. He knew what the hen was saying. The cat meow, he knew. So the Bible does not tell us the language. English, Spanish. I can't tell you that. But they were able to communicate with animals. And it wasn't a big deal. So Adam obviously had a commune with animals. But someone missing. He was unfulfilled. Dog was, his best friend, dog was there. Man, best friend, dog was there. Pet the dog, wag his tail. It's all good, Lay down with the lion. The lion let it roll all on top of his little fur. No problem. Ride the giraffe neck just for the kicks of it. No problem. But God says, man is, and all he got, the world is his. He said, but it ain't good because, man, he's not fulfilled. All this stuff. And he's still not whole in his desire. He appreciated the dog, the elephants. He appreciated everything God gave him. But God looked at man and said, something ain't right. It ain't good. It's not good, man, be alone. What am I telling you today? I want you to see man's brain before the fall. And so he decided he would make man a helpmeet to make him complete. Everybody had somebody except him. Okay. Now, I don't think, sisters, that you were a second thought. I know the way I'm saying it may sound like I'm saying that. I don't think you were a second thought. I don't know. I think God kind of held up for a little while. How long was he a man alone before he made a woman? I can't tell you. But I think there's an old saying that absence made the heart grow fonder. There's also another saying, how can you miss something you never had? You got me? But yet, one day, he put Adam to a deep sleep. Open his side. Now, did he ask Adam? I don't think so. He said, I'm surprised. I'm going to give him a gift. I'm going to get something I'm going to get something he can really, I'm going to get something he going to really appreciate. He going to really love me for doing this. I'll wake him up. So he opened his side while he was asleep, did operation on him, opened his side, took out a rib, closed his side up again, and the rib, through God's power, he made a woman. Now listen, he formed man from the dust of the ground. He formed man kind of hands-on. Now the woman, he didn't say that. All he saw was she was a rib. Now she's the porterhouse. Okay. Don't go there, y'all. My point is this. Listen to me. When he woke up, read the Bible now. Not only was he surprised, he was shocked. Now listen, the Bible don't give a lot of details, but when he woke up, he says, all right, now, that's what I'm talking about. He said, now, this is bone of my bone. Flesh of my flesh. Man, I'm gonna call her a woman because she was made for man. I'm gonna call her a woman. Because she's made from man. Now, when he made Eve was supposed to make him complete. And I promise you, Adam will never say him again. Adam, listen, he would die before he ever let her get away from him. And he did. Okay? Listen, I think if anything else, Adam wouldn't have. But When Eve sinned, before the fall now, and let me go, I'm going a little too far ahead of myself, but when Eve sinned, God warned them and told Adam, don't eat that tree. When you do now, if you do, the day you do, surely die. Well, you know the story. They did what they should have done. Here's a woman now that led the way into sin. You can like it or not, that's reality. Okay? And because of that there are some things that is sort of a restriction, punishment, so to speak. Not that God don't love women, he does. But you let the world in sin. You led the way. Okay? This is not blaming you personally, but just a matter of speaking. When you're out of order, you don't go right. What? Listen. How Adam first, you make decisions without Adam. How Adam and the man, and you here making decisions. You know, rather say, Adam, husband, listen, this serpent said something about this fruit is good for my eye, good to see, good pleasant to look at, and good for food. He said, you think when I tried? You know, just go home. Home. I don't care if you like it or not, it's true. Okay? Listen to me. In fact, I don't get through y'all. Turn to Genesis. Let's go on turn for a minute, okay? Talking about y'all pushing back against the flesh. Now listen, God made women, and ain't nothing more important to a man than a woman on the planet. They do everything they can to attract. They get rich, they get fit, they got a rap, they're trying to do everything trying to attract you. So to understand, ladies, you are the crown jewel of every man. Okay? And don't go talking about no gay ain't hearing that mess. Listen, even that look, y'all see, y'all, that's a defect due to the fall. Every man want a woman. Nah, I'm talking about every man does. Now, I'm talking about got a defect. Now, y'all gonna make me go somewhere I want to go. Here we go. Look at Genesis 3rd chapter. All right, look at verse 4. Genesis 3, verse 4. You got that? And the serpent said unto the woman, yea, shall, I'm sorry. Let me go ahead before that. The serpent asked Eve, did God say you may not eat of every tree? Eve told the serpent what God said. We can eat of everything from the tree of knowledge. I would die. Okay. Verse 4 says, the serpent said to the woman, you shall not surely die. Look at verse 5. He will lie on God. Lie on God. Look at verse 5. For God doeth know that in the day you eat thereof, then your eyes shall be opened, and ye shall be as gods, like him, in other words, knowing good and evil. Now, that in itself, man, you got to, how you just overnight, when I say overnight, I mean, for a time, I'm sure Adam talked to God. Did Eve go with him? I can't say. But Adam told him we were talking in the garden. We were just talking about this and that and other. So here is the woman in the wrong place. She's out front. And look what happens. Verse 6. And when the woman saw, lust of the eyes, that the tree was good for food. That's flesh, lust of the flesh. Put it to the eyes. Again, lust of the eye. Watch this now. And a tree to be desired to make one wise. Pride of life. That's pride. Pride Pride is always pride is always negative. I don't mean pride in your word. Thank you, D. I don't mean you shouldn't do a good job. I mean pride when you want to be something that God didn't call you to be. So all that's in the world, lust of the flesh, lust of the eye, pride of life, you see it in the Garden of Eden. Listen, nothing new. Listen, same game, different players. We all are still falling for the same rap he gave Eve. We all are still falling for the same old line. All of us, male and female. Okay, all right. It's always Satan. Now watch this. Now I'm going to have to make part two, I'm sure. But look what it says now. It says that when the woman saw the tree, good for food, and that it was pleasant to the eyes and a tree to be desired to make one wise, she took of the fruit thereof and did eat. So she's eating the fruit, so she's the first one to sin. She's eating the fruit before Adam. She's eating the fruit. Now, what happened when she ate it, I can't tell you specifically, but she gave it to Adam, her husband. Look what it says. It says she ate the fruit and gave also on her husband with her, and he did eat. Okay? And the eyes of them both were open, and they knew that they were naked. And they sewed fig leaves together and made aprons. And they heard the voice of God. They heard the voice of the Lord God walking in the garden in the cool of the day. And Adam and his wife hid themselves from the presence of the Lord. So it said they both hid themselves from the presence of the Lord, which suggests that they are both normally in the presence of God. They both hide from God's presence, so they both obviously experience God's presence. And so when they hid among the trees, God called Adam. Now let me go back to what I was talking about to you earlier, TBC, to show you a point to you. That nothing has changed. The pushback is still required. Pushing back against the flesh. Listen, you will never do sin and not lose something you both have. I know that's over your head. I know it is. You think, well, I'm still alive. I'm still. You listen. You will never do sin and get all that you should and could have. There's no way around it. Now, God may not kill you. He may not take away your home. May not make you sick. I'm not talking about God is going to just wait for you to sin and then throw light in your back. No, I'm not saying that at all. I want you to see tonight that the same spirit that Eve followed from the serpent is the same spirit that's trying to get us today. Same. Only three, and all three are actually flesh. Lust of the flesh, lust of the eyes, and the pride of life. Now hear me out as I come up close tonight. Listen. Our job as children of God is to push back against the flesh. Paul said it like this: when I desire to do good, evil is present with me. Okay? He says, for to will is present with me. But he says, but how to perform that which is good, I find not. Which means this, listen to me. We all can say the same thing, can't we? Nobody here does it all right. But you really want to do it right if you're born again. Anybody who don't care whether they wrong or right, long as I get what I want, then I doubt you really are born again. Okay. You may be in church. You may go through the religious motions, but I doubt you're born again. Now, before I take my seat, let me go back again to show you how it sort of works. All that Adam had, he lost. So you just, reason why you can't appreciate the loss, because you never had it quite that good. See, we're in a jungle now. You know what I mean? It's too hot, too cold, too wet, too dry, too chaotic, too crowded. It's always too, it's never all that you wish it was. Okay? Now watch this. Adam and Eve was in paradise. Where is it now? Huh? Where is it now? The children are here, but where's paradise? Where did it go? Huh? They lost it. Now, how did they lose it? You would never follow your sin and not lose something. You would not. Watch it now. Here what you see in the day, okay? He says, look at verse 17. He said, and the world passed away. Listen, everything the world offers you passed away. Now, Eden was not to be passed away, but it's coming again. It's going. Listen, one day will come when we'll be back in Eden again. We really will be. Okay, but it's gone. Why is Eden gone? Why is Eden gone? Okay, the way it says in verse 17 again of 1 John 2, and the world passed away, and the lust thereof. Okay, but he that doeth the will of God abideth forever. Understand, there's a loss through following the flesh. The world offers you only flesh. Listen, it can look like money. It can look like education. It can look like a good business. You know, hey, what's wrong with having a brewery? You know, folk buy the alcohol. See, my point is, CBC, look, it looked like it's legal. You're not breaking the law of man, and yet you are feeding a flesh call. Now, I'm gonna say, take my seat. I understand your theory. If it don't buy for me, buy for somebody. If not me, then who? So I sell my drugs, sell my alcohol. I sell the things to help you meet the crave of your flesh. And I understand how you may think that, well, somebody's gonna do it, you know, I might well go and get it. Well, you know what Jesus said. He says about Judas, okay? He says, it's imperative. Man, listen, man, Son of Man go as it was. He says, but woe to that man. I'm getting this like wording on, but anyway, he was saying this. Yeah, they all got some issues. None of them was all right, but he didn't say woe to everybody, but he said woe to the man that betrayed the Son of Man. See, you can say, well, according to prophecy, somebody's going to do it. Yeah, but I don't want to be me. It is true. God's word going to fulfill, I don't care what. But he did say, he said, Jesus said, he was saying the prophet have already declared, in essence, I'm going to be betrayed to the hands of a man, I'm going to be crucified. He said, but woe to that man that make it happen. Today, sometimes, don't you be the one. Don't be the supplier of certain things. Don't you be the one. Some things, don't you be the one with your prints on it. It's legal, but it ain't right. At least not in the household of God. It's something I should not drag you into that will cause you to fall, get drunk, or do things you wouldn't do ordinarily, but you all drunk and out yourself. You're doing things you wouldn't do. Now next day you woke up, you didn't kiss somebody in a wreck. Now you did some things, you lost your morality. Some things because you have fed your flesh and I will supply you. I know tonight, I hope some of y'all here, I know that. And I apologize. But when I'm talking about pushing back against the flesh, some jobs I can't take. Some jobs I can't take. And if I took those jobs, some things I can't do. Do you know that there are automotive jobs that sort of force you to sell stuff folk don't need? Wipers that are still working, but sell them a wiper, sell them a filter, sell them something they never. See, I can't do that. I can't work that. Now the job is a legitimate job, but if you tell me that I have to increase sales by 20% by selling stuff, you just got to convince them they need it. I'm sorry. I can't do that. I can't. Now you see, that's what I'm trying to tell you right now. Pushing back against the flesh. You say, well, I want to get paid, I want the money. You don't do anything for money. And if you get the money, what the profit to gain the world? And your soul in jeopardy. So tonight, as you push back against the flesh, I make part 2 of this TBC. I got to, because I didn't get nowhere near where I want to get to, which is why I'm all over the place. I'm trying to just bring it to culmination to show you how your flesh rises so many ways. It ain't just sex. Your flesh coming out so many ways, man. You can just, I don't like it. That's flesh. If you decide you want to build a house to impress folk, that's flesh. Ain't of God. What's wrong with that? Pastor, on the house? Look, man, that's called part of life. The house is fine, but what's your motive? That's pride. And according to God's word, for all this in the world, lust of the flesh, lust of the eye, pride of life, is not of the Father, but is of the world. That's why it's not right. It's not of God. So your flesh comes out in so many different ways. You don't always act on your flesh, and it's still flesh. You can just, even me, you can be jealous of me. Spite of my face, that's still flesh. And God will say, that's not of God. Okay? As a husband, as a wife, something you're supposed to do for each other. You don't do it, that ain't right. That's flesh. That's sin. And according to God, he says, that's not of the Father, but of the world. We do things in our flesh. We do things in our emotion, in our feelings. But you better be able to know between the voice of God or the feeling of holiness and a feeling of flesh. God bless you, like TBC. God keep you. Talk about pushing back against the flesh. Push back against the devil. Night subject. Pushing back against the flesh. God bless you. God keep you. We'll talk about it next time. God say the same. If there be one today that would desire to accept Jesus Christ, Lord and Savior, if you're here and you are not saved, we invite you to come right now as you are. For baptism, a letter, or statement. If that one today desire to come to Jesus. Is that one? God bless you. Did God commands? Yet there's room. Are there any questions